Hey, so I'm Sylvia Heisel and I'm a fashion designer, and I used to make traditional clothing and all of that. And for the last 10 years, I've been exploring what can fashion be, because I believe that it can be so much more than it is. And it's about creativity and inclusivity and sustainability, and how can we make fashion that is truly new. And that's led me to all different kinds of projects. And this is one that I'm really excited about. 3DMETADRESS. Astrid?
Yeah, this is an exciting project. My name is Astrid. I excuse me, I'm co-founder of 3DMETADRESS, and I'm founder of Meta Fashion House, actually. And some of you know me from Inside Decentraland or Spatial or working with brands. I've been helping with strategy, digital fashion, and helping brands come into the metaverse, facilitating and collaborating with different artists. And so that's been my process for the past a little over 2 years now.
Hi, I'm Claire Tattersall. I'm the founder of Digital Fashion Week. I'm super excited to be here with you, Sylvia and Astrid. I'm huge fans of your work, and we are going to talk today about the Meta Dress, which is a primary exhibit at this event here. So, Sylvia, there are some really core issues that you have included in the Meta Dress. It's inclusive, it's sustainable, and it's innovative. So let's do some deep dives into these topics. Can you tell us, first of all, about the innovation that you're working on in fashion here? What is innovative about the dress?
Yeah, so I think the main thing with the dress, where we started, was that we wanted to make a truly phygital product that was then, when the dress was produced, it was, as a physical thing, it's a 3D printed, zero waste, made from entirely recycled material. Printing, I'm sorry about the noise outside. And that at the same time, it was a digital product that was wearable in metaverses and was inclusive. And then we wanted the content to also be about that, and to be to explore that area of how could we, as a fashion product, make something that was really celebrating women in Web3 and women in STEM, and have fun with that, so that it wasn't just pretty, it was also some kind of cool communication tool.
Cool.
Yeah. I was going to say, I love the fact that people are getting really excited about being included, and also that the fact that we're talking about this 3D Meta Dress as a project honoring women in Web3 and in STEM. People are really kind of paying attention to what's going on. Wow, this is 3D printed. Like, how does that work? And yeah, so I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, so can you tell us something about the materials that you're printing it in?
Sure. So the material for the dress is printed from it's a filament made from recycled leftover, mostly from shoe manufacturing, byproduct of like a flexible filament. And so there's the part of it of using that and developing 3D printing for fashion, which I really believe is super important, because it's print on demand, and it's that innovating supply chains of, why do we make 9 gazillion of any single item rather than the number of them that people actually want. And then also that we were able to kind of develop it, digitally first, and to combine a lot of 2D artwork, 3D digital design tools, to be able to visualize all of it in Clo and in Blender, and to create avatar versions of it, and to really play with that, so that, because the 3D printed dress, there's only one of, and it's still a really expensive, complicated difficult thing to produce as yet, but yet here we can have digital fashion where it can be inclusive and where everyone can wear it and participate in it. And to me, that's a really important part of the future of fashion.
So it's sustainable both in the mode of production and the fabric of production.
Correct.
Yeah. So how many names are there on the dress?
So there are 300 names. That was really a kind of random number almost, because we wanted the dress and we wanted the design of it. And we started, as I started designing it, it was like, okay, what will look good and will fit the dress pattern. So to a certain extent, the 300, there are so many more women in Web3 and women in STEM than could possibly fit on the dress. And I think, we're hoping to then expand it into others and other women be celebrated and all. That was probably the hardest part of this, was Astrid and I going like, oh God, we can only have 300 names. And, we picked who we had read about, heard about, talked to that inspired us. But it's crazy how many women are doing amazing things, and a lot of them don't get recognized for it yet.
So why did you, what was the inspiration? Why did you decide to do this about women in STEM and women in Web3?
So I had done previously a dress that was women in STEM for the Ferragamo Museum in Florence right before COVID. That was a 3D printed dress. And it was an exhibition. It was for an exhibition about sustainability. And that dress was actually a biodegradable material. So we have the files, we have the digital files, but the physical dress completely biodegraded and no longer exists at all. And because at the time we assembled it by hand, we don't have a record of that process either. And so this was, Astrid approached me actually about doing this as continuing that and doing a next generation version of it, because in the 3 years since then, there is so incredibly much innovation that's happened in digital fashion. And there's so much more that we could do. So that was kind of the starting point on it, was there.
So I love that. It's almost like this dress is marking the time. It's representing the time that we're in, with the names that are on it, the place that we are at the moment, and the core issues that we're all discussing in the fashion industry at the same time.
Yeah, I love that. I think, to me, that's an important part of what fashion is that fashion reflects its time that you're in, and that it's what's, fashion is about what's new. It's interesting that you say that, because I do think that's really important. And I also think it's super exciting that we can have now digital product that will last forever without clogging up our environment the way a lot of clothes are going to last forever that we don't ever really want to wear again.
Right. We have way too much of everything. It's true. And it's ending up in landfill, which is a really, really exciting part of digital fashion. So how do people know if their names are on the dress?
That's a work in progress, because honestly, we have reached out to as many of, some of the names are really, really well known and they're pretty obvious. Some of them are completely not. We had asked for submissions, and so a lot of people contributed names and went, hey, my friend so-and-so is doing amazing stuff, and all. Others are ones we read about, heard about, were just inspired by. So anyone that wants to we can put their bios and more information about them. Others prefer to be anonymous. You know, again, I think one of the next step of this will be about other women who aren't on this dress too. And maybe at some point they're making their own dresses with their own names too.
But that's a great point. I think not everybody who's doing great work is actually really known necessarily in the industry as well. And that's kind of a really exciting part about where we are in Web3. It's really a nascent industry, if you can call Web3 an industry. It's a nascent concept at the moment. And there's a lot of people that are doing huge things and they're just not that well known yet.
Yeah.
But maybe they will be, or there's a lot of people who will continue to do amazing things, but will never be public names in this. But it's super exciting. So this dress is a key element in this entire event in Metaverse Fashion Week that is across spatial and Decentraland. So Astrid, can you tell us a little bit about what's happening during this event?
Yeah, absolutely. So Metaverse Fashion Week is going to be March 28th to the 31st. And I was actually approached by Decentraland, Gigi Casimiro. Thank you so much for offering to host our 3D Meta dress in the Neo Plaza. So we are one of the Neo designers, and Meta Fashion House, which is the house that I have been running for the past year or so, is going to be curating the dress. So we have it inside the metaverse in Decentraland. It is available for purchase, and of course, all 300 women and partners who have helped to bring this dress to fruition are going to be receiving the dress in their wallets if they've submitted their wallet. So that's why we're reaching out to everyone and making sure that everyone can participate. And we've got a big gala going on in Spatial, which is an international designers. There's 6 international designers that are actually participating with Ready Player Me assets. And then we have Serena Ellis, who's going to be singing, and we have DJ Cherish the Love, who's going to be singing as well. We have Dex, the first UK digital performer and influencer. We've got the Female Quotient, the Hug.xyz. We've got Tang Poco, who's going to be helping us during the party, and that's going to be on the 29th at 6 p.m. And we'll have the dress inside Spatial and inside Decentraland. Now, the really cool part is that we have a step and repeat of all the names where you can come inside and visit inside the metaverse, find your name and take a picture and, you know, commemorate the event, because this is going to be a really special time where, and like Sylvia said, I mean, we have so many more names. I mean, we have a list of people that we just couldn't fit on the physical dress, but we want to do this again, and we want to keep honoring, you know, the women that are working, creating new careers in this new found, you know, internet, as we call it now. Basically, there's so many new technologies coming out, and women are a huge part of that. So we want to honor everyone, and the fact that we can honor so many women right off the bat is huge. And we want to have the physical dress as a reveal event at NFT NYC. So during that week of NFT NYC in April, we'll have the physical piece. So you'll be able to come see that as well. So hopefully we'll be wearing it, modeling it around. So I'm excited to see it. Very, very excited.
Oh my God, it's such an amazing collaboration of artists and artists across different media as well. So artists in the fashion world and artists in the music world, and bringing everybody together and really experiencing how we wear fashion in multiple different layered ways across the physical and digital. And it's one world and we all belong in it.
Exactly. And Sylvia, I don't know if we can say this, but I think we're also going to have pieces of jewelry. So this is going to be an ongoing project that is all about sustainability, 3D printing in fashion and in jewelry.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's part of what to me is really exciting is that we're really like exploring how can you make fashion that's really new, and how can you make it inclusive, and how, the idea with it is to keep making new products rather than like, okay, you build a brand and you sell the same kind of thing. It's like, this is like, okay, because we can be digital and physical, we can explore making all of these different things around the same concept of promoting also women in Web3 and innovators as a core idea, but then take it into all these different areas and include all different artisans. Because I think I love what you were saying, Claire, of like that it's not just, it's taking fashion outside of just clothing and connecting it to every other creative field.
Yeah, I firmly believe that fashion is for wearing, fashion is for self-expression, but how we wear it, there's no just one way to wear fashion anymore. And the 3D meta dress is really key to that as well. It's digital, and it's got a message, and it's sustainable, and it's innovative, and it's really bringing all these core values that are driving the fashion industry forward. They're bringing it together in one dress, and it is so representative of our time.
And hopefully it's really fun too. Hopefully it's really like, hopefully we've had such a good time making it. I think that's been really important also, is that we've had a lot of fun doing it. It's been a ton of work, but it's been really fun. And also having it, you kind of get this energy of when you're making something, you're working on something that's really, you feel really good about, and then you can share it.
Yeah, I feel great about that too. And, we didn't mention something, is that there is a charitable component to this project, of which once we start producing items that people can buy and purchase, percentage of those sales will go to girls in tech. So that's a really important piece of we felt very strongly that portions of this project should go to help educate our women and girls in tech and that includes Web3. So
that's amazing. This is so cool. So I'm going to enjoy looking for my name.
Okay.
It's going to take a long time. There's a lot of letters to sort through to find myself. So I think that's going to be an amazing project for everybody. See if your name is up there. And yeah, let's go and enjoy more of Metaverse Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you, Claire.
Yeah, thank you.